Hi there. I wanted to make a short video to explain the upcoming project, which is called Postcards from the Edge. This project is a mail art project, which means that you're sending art through the mail. Uh, the reason that I want to do this kind of thing is because I think we're all locked up inside, and I was trying to just figure out a way to connect to each other, and mail is a really great way to do that. I know that, like your generation, really, you don't really send letters through the mail. It's very rare, but it has always been a really strong form of connection with people. And there's a whole history of artists doing it as a way of expressing themselves and keeping in touch with others. The concept behind this project is that you will be sending postcards to three people. I will assign the first person that you will send postcards to, and the two others you get to choose from a list of the class addresses, or you can also, if you want to, go outside the class and send stuff to somebody in Alaska or in San Francisco or whatever. I don't really care, but the first person you send to will be somebody I assign. So you'll be sending a postcard to somebody. They will be working on your postcard and they'll be sending it back. And then they will send a postcard to you. You'll be working on theirs and you'll send it back. I'll explain more about that later. For those of you who are not in the United States, which I'm not really sure what those numbers are yet. I was trying to get an idea, but I can't really yet know that. But I'm guessing that it's maybe a quarter of the class. For those of you who are not in the States, are probably in China, and you will not be able to send postcards that have pictures on them through the mail. I lived in China for many, many years, and I don't think, knowing what I know about the Chinese post office, I don't think that would work. So you will still do the postcards, but you won't be putting stamps on them. You'll be putting them in envelopes and sending them to each other. Now, the good thing about China is that you have different options for sending mail. You don't have to go through the China mail. You can go through private courier systems. So in some ways, it's more effective than the U.S. mail. But yeah, so I will match you guys up also. So we'll be working from the Chinese side, and we'll be working for the American side, and then we'll collect it all later. It's very important that when you are sending, when you send your postcards out, you create your postcard and you send it out, that you scan it first. So if you're the first person to send out, you scan what you've done. And then when the person who receives it, who responds to it, will scan it also. This is just in case things get lost in the mail, which might happen. And that way, if that happens, then you can work digitally, which kind of defeats the point, but it has a little bit of left of the concept. That's all. I guess now I'd just like to show you the process, and if you have any questions, you can ask those by email. All right. I've worked out a little bit of I've worked out a bit of a system for doing this, and the normal size for a postcard in the United States is 3.5 inches by 5 inches. If it's that measurement, then you can just put a normal stamp on it and it'll go through the mail. Okay, so that's the basic thing. So the size is 3.5 by 5 inches. However, the system I've worked out is that it actually is 5 inches by 5 inches by 10.5 inches, because there's actually 3 cards here, and I will show you how that works. But suffice to say that you're going to have to create 3 postcards with 3 questions, and you're going to answer, and the person who's receiving is going to answer those 3 questions. Conversely, you will be receiving 3 postcards with 3 questions, which you will have to answer in a picture form and send back to that person. So let me get into the actual kind of mechanics of this. So this is the basic setup. So the size of these things are 5 inches by 3.5, right? And then this one folds to 3.5, and this one folds to 3.5, right? The postcard folds like this, right? And the idea is that what you do is you will be attaching a stamp here in this corner, right? And then you will write the address of the person who will be the recipient here. And I'll just do fake writing so we can. This is all like kind of a dummy for you guys to look at, right? That's it. So there's lots of space here for drawing and whatever, right? So then I open it up, and now this is this 3/3. Now what I want to do is I want to occupy about half of the space. So the recipient will get it, and it'll look like that. So the front will be here. My questions, I'm going to send it to somebody, and my question on this particular one will be, when will this virus be over? And I found a collage picture of somebody in a kind of a hazmat suit. It's actually not a hazmat suit, it's something from a long time ago, from the 1950s. And then I will I'm like, this is a very rough drawing, right? I'm not really making a real finished picture. I'm just doing this for you guys to check it out, right? But so I will go through this. I'll draw this guy. So when will this virus be over? All right, that's my question. Now there's different ways for me to do it. I mean, I can do this kind of thing, and I can, let's say, here's the coronavirus, right? So I'm doing, basically a fast rendition of something, but I expect you guys to actually put some work into these pictures, right? So they're not, they're not sketchy like this. Anyway, so somewhere on the card, I will write the question. So this is my address, and here's my return address up here, right? So that writing is there. So maybe I'll write the thing here. Actually, maybe I will type it. I have a typewriter. This is a very old typewriter. I know you guys probably don't even know what this is, maybe, but so I'm going to put it on red. So actually, I'm writing, when will this virus die? Okay, that's my question. This away. So that's my question to whoever is going to receive it, right? It doesn't have, you could handwrite it, or you could glue out letters, or whatever you want to do, But basically, you have to convey the question, right? So this is just the way I'm doing it. And I'm going to put it here in the corner like that. So there's a question. I've done that. And I think I'm not going to do a whole lot more to this. Maybe I will, I don't know, maybe I'll add a little bit of color just so you guys can see this. Let's say, all right, so coronavirus, whatever, whatever, here. So that's my question. So, and what I do is this, then I take it and I fold it like this, right? And then I put a little sticker around here, or a little bit of tape. A little bit of tape on the edge, right? And then I mail it. So the recipient gets it. They get this letter. It's been through the mail and has a nice stamp on it. It's traveled. So the idea of mail art is that things have a kind of a path, right? It travels. It's art that travels from one person to another person. And this is really appropriate for these times because we can't really have physical contact. So we're doing things virtually, which is really boring. And this is a way to actually do stuff with other people without being with them. All right, so the person receives it. They receive it like this. They open up the thing and they go like that. Okay, cool. There it is. They take it. They put a stamp on it. These are actually really old stamps, guys. These are like from the 1950s, I think, these stamps. They put a stamp on it. And let's say they're going to stamp it here. They're going to put it, you can put it in any direction you want. But let's say they do it here, and I'll use red for this ink. So this is the other person, and they send it back to my return address here, right? Whoops, I'm going to use red. So the recipient returns it to whoever sent it to them. So by putting their address in here, right? Boom. And then they can work on the art. So that now it's been addressed, and now they work on the art. And maybe this person does a drawing here. So the question is, when will this virus die? Maybe it's this kind of thing, and maybe this person says, you can actually write something, or you can just do a drawing. In this case, the answer is this. There's no writing, or maybe there will be writing. I'm not sure yet. So flames to burn it. Okay, and I'm gonna write, and then you can, yeah. So there, maybe the answer is here. Maybe that you write the answer underneath here. When we all cooperate, meaning that we all wear face masks and stuff like that. So there it is. So now what we have, she received, or this first card, she or he, right? She received this card that looked kind of like this when they got it, right? They open it up, and they work it. They put a stamp on it. And then then you fold it so that the previous address is inside, and this address is here, out there. And then you tape it up and you send it back. And that's the essential concept with this thing. So when you receive it, you'll have a finished art piece, which is done by two people. You've posed a question. The question has been responded to, answered either with words or, it's definitely with a drawing, but maybe with words also. It doesn't have to be with words. It could just be, when will this virus die? And then this drawing would kind of comment on that, right? So you will send out 3 of these, and you will get them all back in the mail. And you will receive 3. And you will respond and send those back in the mail to the people that you receive them from. And that's about the size of it. So this will go on for about, I think, 8 weeks. And then we will, on the last class, we will collect them all. We'll look at them all as a collection of kind of cooperative mail art images. It's the first time I've done this, and I'm just really interested in you guys doing stuff that's not just that reaches out. You're doing stuff together. So we're doing this project, but I encourage you guys to do this anyway between each other outside of this class. All right. So, all right. Thanks.